Hello everybody, my name is Kiara, aka Kiaras.bookshelf, and welcome to my channel. I am so excited to film this week's video because I realized it's been about 5 or 6 months since I filmed a Kindle Unlimited video, and it's been way too long. So in honor of my revival of this series on my channel, I decided I want to read Forget Me Not by Julie Soto and Party of Liars by Kelsey Cox. I'm really excited to read these books because one is a YA romance and one is a YA thriller. I've read a couple of thrillers on my channel so far, but this is the first time that I'm reading one in a Kindle Unlimited video. I am so excited to read these books, so with that, let's get on with the vlog. Okay guys, so I just reached chapter 11 of Forget Me Not. So this is a dual POV story about Amma, who is a wedding planner, and Elliot, who is a florist. So this book starts with Amma literally being in the middle of a wedding that she helped to plan, and I kind of liked it because it kind of throws you into her world. You kind of get the gist of her, I guess, being a natural at what she does. She's a boss at this. I believe she has her own wedding company, and I found it interesting that she said she got into wedding planning because her mom has remarried about 10 times, and she just decided she was so good at helping her mom do this that she might as well just make it a living and make her own business out of it, and it just ended up being super successful. So right after this wedding, she immediately gets a call from an influencer who wants her to plan her wedding, and this is apparently a really big deal to Amma because she follows this influencer. This specific celebrity, I guess, has like millions of followers, and this could really put her on the map if she does this. Now, Amma is really skeptical about, I guess, taking this job for multiple reasons. The first reason is that she is worried that she will anger her old boss, who ended up becoming like a rival of hers, not really on purpose, but because she left her job as a wedding planner under a big company to do her own thing, it kind of just caused some tension. And now that these celebrities are coming to her, she really wants to accept, but she's kind of scared that she's going to get backlash from it. But ultimately she agrees, and while she's in the middle of planning everything with this couple, they mention that they want florals, and they mention a specific floral company that they want Amma to work with. Here's another problem. It turns out this floral company is ran by her ex-boyfriend or ex-fling, Elliot. I really hope that their backstory is explained because right now they're not really talking unless they have to. They don't really look at each other. But overall, like I said, I'm really loving this story, and I can't wait to see what else is in store with Elliot and Amma, and I really am interested to see how they work together for this wedding. And so I am going to keep reading, and I will check in with you guys most likely tomorrow. Okay guys, so I just finished Forget Me Not, and I think I'm gonna give this a 3.5 out of 5 star rating. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't exactly what I was expecting either. This book jumped back and forth between the present day when Amma and Elliot are helping to assist on this wedding and the past when Elliot and Amma were a couple, and I think I actually preferred the flashbacks of when they were together because there was something so awkward and forced about Elliot and Amma in the present day. And I don't know if it was because they had to work together or not, but it didn't feel as real and authentic as it did when they were in the present. But I will say that I liked the flashbacks because it helped me figure out what the trope actually was for this book. I think I said in the beginning that I believed it was going to be like a rivals to lovers type of story, but I think this was actually a second chance lovers type of story. I think that's what the trope is called, and that definitely makes a lot more sense. I really liked that they assisted on planning the wedding together. It was nice to see that even though they were exes, they could still put aside their differences and the awkwardness and still get the job done. But I feel like there was so much like unresolved tension between the both of them in the present day. But I am so excited that I finished this book, and now I can jump into the thriller portion of this reading vlog, and I will be reading Party of Liars by Kelsey Cox. So I am going to jump right into this. Okay, so I just reached page 151 of the story, and I had to pull myself away from it to talk to you guys. So I am really liking this story so far. I find myself really intrigued with it. I love the characters. I love the setting of the story, and the fact that these characters are so likable but not. It's kind of nice, and it's very different than the characters from the last book. I feel like because it was a romance, it was kind of straight to the point with the story, and character depth didn't really mean much. But now that this is a thriller I'm reading, I care a lot more about who these characters are, how many there are, and what I think is going to happen to them in this story. So the main character in this story is named Danny. She is an exhausted 27-year-old new mom who is married to a man who has been married before. And her husband's name is Ethan, and his wife's name is Kim. Now, I feel like this is where it gets kind of messy because Ethan has two daughters. He has a 16-year-old daughter with Kim, and with his new wife, he has a 1 or 2-year-old daughter. And Kim is definitely not over the relationship ending. She is very rude to Danny, and it seems like she's always making little sly comments to her. So the premise of the story is that Kim and Matthew are throwing their daughter a 16th birthday party. Now, another character that was introduced is Ethan and Danny's nanny, and I do not like her. Her name is Orleif, and I think she's like 40 years old, and she's been taking care of their daughter since she was born. Now, I feel like I didn't have an opinion about Orleif until I stopped to do this update, because I think Orleif is crazy. She kind of just keeps to herself. She only really talks to Matthew and Danny, and I don't know why, but I was surprised that they took her to this birthday party. I don't know why they couldn't have just watched their daughter on their own, or she could have just spent time with her step sibling. But while everyone is downstairs enjoying the party, Orleif is holding the baby, and something really creepy happened. While she's holding the baby, she just like has this feeling about wanting to keep her safe. But it wasn't in a protective way like, oh, I really love my job. It was in a way of, I feel like this is my child because I take care of her more than your mom does. And the parents don't know about this yet. And I'm really interested to see if they will find out that Orleif is being creepy towards their daughter or not. I really hope so, because I would love to see how they handle that situation. But now, I don't know. I kind of don't know what to expect. And I love that. So I'm going to keep reading, and I'm not really sure how long I want this vlog to be, but I will check in with you guys when I finish this book to give my final updates and my final reviews and give my overall ratings for both of these books. I definitely feel like I'm going to give this book a higher rating just because I love thrillers so much, and this one really, really interests me. So I'm going to check in with you guys in a couple of hours. Guys, I just finished Party of Liars, and I just want to say, holy crap, I loved Kim as a villain. She made me so mad. I liked her as a villain more than Orlaf. Kim just had a better motive with the fact that Danny is dating her ex-husband, whereas with Orlaf, it just kind of felt like she was just being bitter and just chose the closest person to, I guess, harass and be weird towards. I feel like if Orlaf showed these signs more in the beginning, the payoff would have been a lot better. And I love how completely unhinged Danny became towards the end when she was like trying to protect her baby. It was so satisfying, and it was a little funny at times just seeing Kim and Orlaf just like get what was coming to them. And I feel like the only thing that I would change in the story was just taking the mother completely out. I feel like the premise of it wasn't necessary with this supernatural tie-in, and I also think that this book should have been at least 100 pages shorter because it really started to drag out towards the end. I just feel like everything was already figured out, and yet they just still kept messing with Danny, and it was making me so mad. I think overall I give both of these books a 3.5 out of 5 stars, which isn't bad. I definitely want to look into reading more books by this author. I just felt like there were so many like plot holes and plot twists that could have been taken out, or things that just didn't make sense, just like little stuff that was a pet peeve for me. So this has been my second annual Kindle Unlimited readathon reading vlog. Please be on the lookout for other videos. I'm definitely going to make more of these videos going forward, and like I always say, I have so much planned for my channel, so many reading vlogs, so many ideas. So with that, I'm going to let you guys go. Bye!